Hi everyone, my name is Priyanka Nair. Welcome to my channel Priyanka's Learn It Well. So I'm back again with another episode of statistics, the significance of statistics in data science. So in the first episode, we already saw what are the key terminologies that we have for statistics that we might be using, we will be using in data science. And with this episode onwards, I'll be starting the implementation of statistics with the language R, and in further episodes we would be taking up with Python as well. The agenda for this particular episode would be we'll be looking into one package swirl that you'll come to know why we'll be taking that, and the second thing that we'll be seeing is the filtering. So we have already seen the process, we have already talked about a lot of process that we need to follow in data science and how we are going to do it. So in the cycle, when we talk about the data science cycle, so the first step is the collection and the data manipulation. So we'll be starting with the data manipulation, and the data set that I'm using is from Kaggle, and the Kaggle data set link I'll be describing in the description box. So we'll be starting with the filtering, and the filtering techniques, I'll be taking two filtering techniques. So as in how the video will advance, you'll come to know how we are going to manipulate or filter the data employing R. So for this particular episode and for some episode ahead, you would be required to work on R as well as RStudio. If you're new to R, I would suggest to just look onto the swirl package that I would be talking on, and if you are good with R, then we are good to go. So let's start with today's episode. It is going to be a bit lengthy since we are going to take up the two filtering techniques, and let's start with it.
So let's start working with the RStudio IDE. So I'm assuming here that you have a little knowledge of R. So even if there is no in-depth, but you are aware what R is and how to install R and how the IDE looks like. So this is how the interface looks like. So I have chosen a dark theme as I find it better working on the dark interface. So you can have a interface of your choice. It might be having a white background as well. Before I start with the filtering topic of R, I just want to give you an insight over a very helpful package, that is Swirl. And Swirl is one package that helps you learn R within R. So this would be really helpful. So I'll just take a few minutes to tell you the importance and how this swirl works. So to comment in R, we use a hash, and I have written swirl. So giving a hash converts a statement into a comment. So let's see how we can use the package swirl. So first, I need to install the package. If you do not have the installed package, I might be having. Let me check. So uh, the syntax to install any package in R is install.packages, and in the brackets we put swirl is the name of the package, and you can see the run code here, so you can always click after every package. So here you can see that already my package has been installed, so it is saying that it would be updated. So you'll have an instruction here that your package has been installed. So to use a particular package in the RStudio, we'll be writing library, and in the bracket we'll write the package that we want to use. So you can see that library swirl. Now, as soon as I write this library swirl, you can see here in the console window. So we are typing in the text editor. It is just like the notepad. And this is the console window where you can see certain interactive statements coming up from the other end. So here it is saying that hi, type swirl when you're ready to begin. So it will give you a step-by-step instructions. So sorry. So if I write the swirl here, so it will tell you the next step to do. So what shall I call you? So it is having a quite interactive framework. So let me type my name, that is Priyanka. And here it would again give you some selection and you need to just proceed with the instructions being given. Uh, so here you can see that to assign the result of 5 plus 7, so it is giving me the step-by-step instructions. So this is the way I can assign a value in R. We do not use x is equals to 5 plus 7. So for assigning a value to a variable in R, we use a an opening bracket and a hyphen with the values that are going to be assigned. So this would give me certain answers. So you can see here that's the answer I was looking for. So in this manner, you can perfectly learn the R basics having this package Swirl. So I'll just quit this Swirl package and I'll start with the today's filtering topic. As we have already discussed that when starting to delve into the field of data science, there is a process that is followed, and the first phase would be the collection and filtering or transformation of data. So today we'll be taking up with the filtering of data. So we'll see how we can have the filtered data, whatever data we want to look at, how we can trace that in R. So, so today's topic would be filtering of data, and here we would be saying different ways to filter the data. So the first way is that I want to filter the data using brackets. Now here you can see that even though we are filtering the data, we haven't really seen the data yet. So the first step before I go into the filtering is that I need to um, import my data, and in RStudio I'll be using a CSV data, and the data that I'm using I have taken from the Kaggle. I'll be putting the link for the data in the description box. So let's see how we can import the data. So here I would be writing df. So df is the name of the variable. If you're aware of the programming, you understand what is a variable. So df is the variable that I'm using to store my data, and we have already seen in the swirl introduction that we can assign the value using this symbol. So df is, and to read the data, read.csv, and what I'll be doing is so this is the, so you can see here that there is a particular path that I've set. So I will be using this particular data set, and to read the data set, I would be using the entire path for that. So using this command, if I run this command, so let's see what happens. So in the environment window, you can see here, so you can see my cursor moving. So df has been imported with the 2499 observation and 13 variables. So you can see the details of the data that has been imported. Now, I want to view this data. So to view the data, I have another function view, and I want to view the data that I have imported in the variable df. So when I run this, you can see that I can, this is the data that I'll be working with. So this is the data set of US car brands that are there. So there are 13 variables. So variables here, we can say that there is price, brand, model, year. So like that, we have 13 variables, and we have 2,499 rows of data. That means that many records we have. So this is the data that we'll be working with, right? So we already saw that what data we are working on, and we have already seen the information about the data here. So now let's start with the method one, that is filtering the data using the bracket. So we'll do the method one. So let's see how we filter the particular data. So to understand the filtering, so we'll take the filtered data into another variable. Let's say we are making another variable df2, and we are assigning. So let me just type the code, and let's discuss the same. I want to see the data of the person. I specifically want the model of the car to be, let's say, door. So door is the model type. So what I'll do is, so I'm so here I'll write model, and here it is, door. So what I have done here is that I want the data where the model of the car is door. I just want the filter data with me, and here I would be having a comma. Now comma here signifies that I will, so there is no value after the comma. That signifies that I will be having all the variables. That is, we are having 13 variables that we have, and those 13 variables will be depicted but with the model. So let's see what data it will give it. So df dollar model means that model, we are working, we are filtering on the model variable of the df dataset. So let's see what result is it gives. Sorry. So you can see that my data frame 2 has been created, and here you can see that 651 observations of 13 variables has been created. So 13 variables, why 13 variables? Because I had already said that I want all the variables to be depicted, but for door, so there are 651 records that is having the model door. So let's view our data. So when I view my df2, so the data that I would be getting is, so this was the df that I was having, and this is the df2, that is my filtered data. And you can see here we had filtered on the basis of model, and you can see that all the results that I'm getting is the model door, right? So this was for one variable. So method one is using the one variable. Now let's use another, so we can have one more uh, variable to have a glimpse on. So I'll just take the same code, and I'll change the, so let's see on what basis I want to filter the data. So here for the data, let's say I want the color of the car. I want to see the records that is having the color of the car as white. So my variable on which I'm applying the filtering is color, and the color is equal to white. So let's see if I get the results or not. And here again, you can see I have put in a comma to have all the variable details. And what I'll do is I'll just, so if I run this particular data, Now you can see the DF2 that has the updated updation of filtering that I have done. So I wanted the color of the car as white. So in this manner, we can filter the data based on one variable. Now here we saw that we are filtering the data with all the variables that are being reflected. Now let's see. Let's say from this data set, I just want a price, brand, model, and color to be reflected. So I don't want all the 13 columns to be depicted. I just want 4 of these. So how to uh, present the results in the particular columns that we require. So for that, what we'll do is, so after the comma, so we'll work here. So the way we do is we have a function C that presents the vectors. So now we'll be putting in the column numbers which we want to see with the data. So let's say I want to see 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. So let's see what color is having. Uh, so let's say I have and 8. So let's say I just want 6 variables out of 13 to be shown with my result. So let's run this and see what answer what set we get. So here you can see that with DF2 we are having 707 observations, but we are just having 6 variables as in how required. So yes, we wanted the price, brand, model, title, mileage, and color. Now here you can see that it is filtered on the basis of color, but we are just having the 6 variables. Now let's see how we can filter based on more than one variable, for more variables, multiple variables. So let's see how we can do that. So let's filter our data based on 2 variables. It is when we work on real data set, it is not that we are filtering on just one variable. We might need a combination data. For example, I want the model that is door and it is gray. So I want the car. So I'll just write down what I want. Car that is to filter the data based on 2 variables. So let's see what we'll be doing. So here I'll be having the same way to proceed through. So df3 is df where I want my model to be door and and the color is equal to comma, because I want all the 13 variables. So let's see what result I'm getting for the same. Okay, sorry. So this is df dollar not. So yes, it has perfectly running well. So here you can see that for df3 I have 90 observation of 13 variables. Yes, because I have put up a comma, so all the 13 variables would be reflected. And here it should be door and gray. So let's see if I can view this data. So you already know, to view the data I'll just put in view and the name of the data frame. So you can see DF3, yes, we have the results. So I'm having 90 observations, and these observations are having the model as store and the color as gray. So our data is perfectly working fine. So to have a specific columns to be reflected in the same manner, we can reflect it in the with putting it. So here we can check again what is the result. So you can see that only 6 variables are being reflected here. So that is how we filter the data based on multiple variables. So now let's talk about the next method, that is filtering the data using subset command. So now we have already seen that using just the brackets and mentioning the column on which we want to apply the filtering, we have done the filtering for one variable as well as the multiple variables. So let's check out the second method, that is we are using a subset command that is inbuilt with R. So let's see how we can do the filtering with the same. So what I'll do is I'll make another data frame, and using the subset command we want to filter our data. So now in the same manner, so I have a data frame in which I want to reflect my filter data. I have used the command subset that is used for filtering. So using the command subset, having the brackets, and in the bracket, let's see what I've mentioned here. So it is df, and so instead of writing df dollar and the so here I would be writing model. So instead of writing the dollar dollar sign with the data frame, what we are doing here is we are mentioning the data set on which we want to apply the filtering, and we would be putting the filter condition after the comma. So let's see what we acquire from this. So you can see that DF4 651 observation of 13 variables, and you already know now that how to view the data. So when we would do that, so now you can see that using the subset command as well, you can find the model that is having a door that is filtered on the basis of door. So here again we are filtering, but this is just another method to do the same. For multiple variables, let's see how we can do that. So for multiple, so we'll do the same thing. I'll take another data set, subset df model, and what I need to do is, and I want the color to be gray. So this is what I want, and when I run this, so I'll have df5, and when I run this code, so you can see the df5 where my model is door and color is gray. So yes, my filter command is working really well with subset. Now here we could see that we could select the specific rows in the same manner we can use here, but here we use a keyword that is select, and select is equals to I'll say that's C 2 3 4 6 7 and 8. So let's say I want to filter it with 6 variables and see whether it's working or not. When I run the command, yes, I can see, so it is working well. So it has been filtered based on model and color.
For keeping up with my channel Priyanka's Learn It Well. So if you like my content, do not forget to like, share, and if you're new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, you need to subscribe. Hit the bell icon for all the notifications from Priyanka's Learn It Well. So I'll be back with the next episode on Wednesday. So you can find all new episode on Wednesday and Sunday on Priyanka's Learn It Well. So for any suggestions, you can comment in the comment box, and for all the links and for other episode, you can check out my channel. Also, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can mail me at learnitwellseries@gmail.com. So all the details have been given in the description box. So stay smiling, stay happy, stay safe. Until next time, thank you so much.